Hello my darlings, so today we're going to talk about lots of exciting things, and we're going to be looking at, I was able to watch the complete series thanks to Lavette of Maurice CotterL, so very interesting. And you know, these people, his name is Maurice, and Maurice comes from the Morris dancers. And the Morris dancers are the mutable cross. So, and St Andrews, Scotland, the mutable cross is what we're merging now. The Angleterre, England, the angle of lands. So the last angle, Angleterre, the 90 degrees of the solstice to the ascendant, is the last V for victory that we're doing now. So so what I'm going to be showing you, so Maurice CotterL, Maurice and cot comes from cotton, bidden is the buttonhole, the cottony buttons, and cotton is Manchester, the Taurus, the butterfly, the middle, the Taurus, the cardinal and the fixed cross merge, and the mutable cross become one, because the labyrinth, the little solstice line that sticks out, becomes one again as the cardinal and the fixed cross and the mutable. That's what the Star of Bethlehem is. So we're going to be going through a lot, but this Maurice CotterL, he gives you all the information. They are like top David Icke's. They are the top information. They are the keepers. Maurice is the skull and bone cross. They watch the souls ready to go and find the information. We've got it. We've ignited our third eye, Venus Libra, with Venus equinox Taurus, the heart. So Taurus and Aries merge on the IC, and at the top Scorpio and Libra. So that is the Milky Way, the parts of Osiris. We have remembered that we had 4 legs, 1, 1, 1, 1, so that we remember. In French, member is body part. So we really put our parts together. We remember each angle, each lock of hair, S, on the mutable gaps, and we merge back with the torso so that the mutable cross can rise and merge in the Templar Cross. Can I move along here? The Templar Cross, which represents Lars's wonderful picture, which represents when we come out of these mutable ages. So here we have air, A, on top of earth, A, black, Capricorn, black earth, and red Aquarius, air. On the outside, the sun and the moon. At the bottom, sun, yellow, white, moon. And here we have Taurus, Venus. On the outside, Mars in the middle. And here we have red, Venus, Libra, masculine, and white, Scorpio, Mars. So Mars and Venus, Saturn is the 2 V's for victory, and at the bottom, the sun and the moon. So in fact, we're going to have this red and white at the top, this black and yellow at the bottom, and this red and black Saturn, Aquarius, Capricorn falls onto the equinox. So we are living this last gap here, which represents the 90 degrees. So we've got 30, 30, 30, 3 times 6, which is the 90 degrees. And on the 22nd of the 3rd, 322, we're going to have Mars on Aldebaran on Taurus, the bullseye, which shows us Odyssey 2001 becomes Odyssey 2021. And we've had the last 8 years of Venus from 2012 London Olympics, and we're closing now with 2020. Well, we got 2020, that's 8 years from London to now, and now we've got the gap between now and the Paris Olympics 2024, where we will have moved on to the gap of the Ophiuchus, the snake charmer, and he will come at the top. But we've got this little gap of this opening and shutting of the black door, the lodge, where those of us able to can open the tombstone. This is all in Maurice CotterL. I'm going to be taking you through. So this is the tombstone of the little man here. Up. No, we don't want to hang up. No, we're going to look at Lavette's video there. Up. It's Maurice CotterL. Well, maybe we go to his videos. So the tombstone, opening and shutting, the last soldier, the last leg, is this little man, Rumpelstiltskin. He can spin the DNA, the CotterL, the cotton, the Manchester, the man's chest, the cotton industry, linen, till now is this last closing of this last leg. So we've got the CC, which is 33, and we've got the VC, or the CV, so C is 3, V is 22, last V, and here he is, the stick man, and the stick man is what we see in the sky when we have this passage where the wheel goes from the 5-pointed star within the 360 wheel. So 5 times 72 is 360. So as Lavette says, I'll take you to her video, 8 days a week, 9 weeks a season, and 5 seasons for 360. So we're leaving the 4 corners, the 4 elements, where we had 3 times 6 is 36, where we had 12 times 30, the 30 degrees. Each season has 90 degrees. It has 3 crosses. It has mutable, fixed, and cardinal. And 12 times 30 is 360. So we're leaving 12 times 30, the 24-hour day, and we're going into the 5 times 72 to make 360. And that is this passage that creates the plasma event for the last leg. And we see the stick man, so that's why it's very important to come back to the work of Symbols of an Alien Sky, because they actually show us how this joining of Saturn, Mars, and Venus. So you've got Saturn, Mars, and Venus because Saturn rules the VV. There's no more need for the sun and the moon. They merge. You see, you've got always the 777. So the 777 is 1 angle, 2 angles, 3 angles. 7 is the same thing as V, 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 or as L, 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 or as 1, 1, 1. It's the angle. So when Aleister Crowley does his 777, it's because you can still only see 3 parts, which is what Maurice CotterL explains at the beginning of his videos. He explains there's always, the head of Jesus that's hiding because there's a tilt on the earth, so we can't see the 4 corners. But we're going from lying down straight to standing up straight. We're putting the Humpty Dumpty body of Osiris back together again. 12 signs of the wheel with the 2 gaps of the first Golden Gate opening after Sagittarius, mutable, and that was the first Milky Way opening, and then we've had all these Milky Way openings, and now the wheel is merging back. That's what happened yesterday, 2112 on the solstice, Jupiter and Saturn merging. We had the BeTHElamb star, which is the cross, mutable, fixed cross, and cardinal joining. So this is what we see. So can I move back? Great, I can move along. So this little picture here, you see the 777, the four corners, and now we're going to be standing up straight. We're going to be, this was, I showed you in the last video, my village, the five-pointed star, and in the middle we have the spider, which has the 8 legs, the 8 rows going from it. We've got Lupiac over here, D'Artagnan, the Musée de D'Artagnan, Lac de Lupiac. They won't show it there, but this is Lupercalia, the festival of fertility, which represents Romulus and Remus, which is, we've got the angle of Gemini, Sagittarius, Romulus and Remus. So we've got we've got Mr. Tumnus, Remus at the top, and we've got Romulus at the bottom. So interestingly, no planets are in exaltation or in detriment in Sagittarius and Gemini, which represents that this was the opening golden gate, the closing silver gates, and they remain pure because they're the opening and the shutting of Pandora's box. So here you see you've got the 3 crosses. This here is the mutable. Then we've got in the middle, here's the cardinal with the hat on the top, and the fixed. So cardinal with the hat and the fixed without the hat. So when you join all that up, that makes the Star of BeTHElamb. It's coming back straight. We're going to lose the 2 tilts. And you see Pascal, this guy in the videos, I know I'm jumping around a lot. Maurice. So CotterL, L is the last leg. L, cotton, you've got to rearrange your spaghetti junction of chromosomes, cotton wheel, to weave like Rumpelstiltskin, to weave the straw to gold. No, we do not want that. Madonna keeps popping up. Sequence, yeah. Where is, I've got Viracocha, but I want, voila, Pascal. So Pascal is Easter, Pac, Cal is Cali. So we're coming back to the 69. We've got the 7 chakras. So you see we've got 4 at the bottom, the root. We've got 6, Jupiter, Mars at the bottom. Jupiter's, no, here's 4, then 6, then the sun and the moon, 10, 5 ages of solar and lunar. And we've got 12. Then we've got the heart, Venus, Mercury 16, which represents the 2 sevens, which is the 45-degree angle. So 4 and 5 and 4 and 5 makes 27, which makes 9. So at the top we've got the 9, at the bottom we've got the 6, the Cancer Capricorn solstice. Mars was in exaltation up here in Capricorn. Mars is in detriment in Capricorn, and we're coming when Mars fell here, when Capricorn fell here, or we could say at the end of when Libra, the sun Libra fell here. So that was the Alpha Omega. Mars moved up. Then we had here. He began his journey here as Aquarius and Capricorn. So this is the same, and the last angle. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. It began here, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're coming back to the 5-pointed star. So it began with Mars here and Libra here, and now it's going to shut with Taurus, so Venus, and Mars over here, Scorpio. So this is now the top is up here, and Mars again closing here, which makes the 5 different V's, the 5 republics, the Romulus and Remus Roman Republic, all roads lead to Rome, shut. So the first opening, the S, second opening, the S, that's the mutable ages. We have the worlds, and they go from with positive for masculine and negative for feminine. So Lavette actually said that masculine was, she said the contrary, but so it may be one or the other way round. But either way, we've got the negative and the positive spins of Venus when it's going below the horizon. Venus is in detriment in Virgo and in exaltation in Pisces. So if the Venus was spinning in the opposite direction below the belts, on Earth, above in heaven, it was giving us that Jesus figure. This is the Corona and Victor, that's the CV. That's the Cupid and Valentine. Well, you have Corona and Valentine, and Venus is the opening and the shutting to come back. The Milky Way closes again. When we merge back up, the mutable cross merges back onto the equinox, and this Gemini moves back up here, and Gemini moves back here, and Virgo moves back here. So we're going to have air and earth, Gemini and Virgo moving back here. So you can see why Kali was Cancer, because the half of the cow, and now we're going to have the S in the middle, the 2 S's, the 33 of the 2 S's, 3, that makes that perfect 8, and this opens and shuts the tomb, which is the heart gateway. You pay your bill, you get through the gate. That's why we've got PayPal, pay cow, pay your bill, pay gate. This is why we've got Amazon, the biggest company. This is why, because we're going back to NASA, North America, South America at the top, the 9 and the 6 merge, the 9 and the 6. So yeah, I got to the 16. Yeah, I'm going to be jumping around. It's just trying to keep this cool. There's so much here. So the mutable cross merges back up with the cardinal and the fixed. We've got this Cupid and Valentine. So Venus in detriment, Venus in exaltation is talking about Taurus and Libra. So Libra had fallen, and Libra had fallen down here, and Taurus, confusing this. So why is no planet debilitated or exalted in the Sagittarius and Gemini zodiac signs? So Jupiter is in fall in Gemini, and Mercury is in fall in Sagittarius, but there are no planets that are debilitated or exalted. So this is basically what I was trying to say on this axis. And for me, this is kind of Romulus and Remus and Cupid and Valentine. This is the feminine axis. This is the masculine axis, Sagittarius, Gemini, Pisces, Virgo. So when Mars rose the first time at the beginning, we had Ra. When Mars came up here, we had Ra, we had Israel. We had those first 3 angles, 777. But we're going to be able to have the view now of 999 heaven, and at the bottom is 666. So we've had the wheel at the bottom, we've had the 4 signs making the 360-degree wheel. 6 times 6 times 6 is 360, and now we're going back to this 999. which makes 9. So 6 at the bottom, 9 at the top. Mars is exalted up here in Capricorn. Mars is in detriment down here. So that's why here there's no need, because this was the opening of the Milky Way. There was no planet in detriment or an exaltation. It was the pure first opening, and the 14 parts of Osiris is 9 times 8 is 68. 6 and 8, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 is 14. The 14 pieces of Osiris are put back together again. Anyway, you can see my mind's boggling, and it's all actually very, very simple. We are coming back to this. We're at the last angle. We've just had video base 6 versus base 9 timelines is basically showing you exactly how that happens. Okay, so you have to come and watch that, because if I play this, you won't be able to hear it properly, because I'll have the echo. 8 days of the week is the 8 years it takes for Venus to do 5 petals in the sky. It takes 8 years. So from the London Olympics to now is 8. And 9 weeks a season. So 9 months for Venus to do a cycle of the whole wheel. And 5 seasons for 360 degrees is the 5 petals, the 5-pointed star of Venus. So Venus is really, she is as important, because as this wheel merges, we've got Venus and Saturn that come one again, and that makes the 1000 the last crown. So between 4 Mars, 6 Jupiter, 10 Sun and Moon, 12 the wheel, and then we get the Mercury, our voice, 16, the 2 angles, the 7-7. So the 7-7 2 angles are the 2 V's that way, this way, 2 V's that way. And now we've got the these 2 V's, which we've just had with Saturn and Jupiter. In the 3 months it takes them to come to the Star of Bethlehem that was made on the 2112 in the middle. We had this come up. So that was Saturn and Venus merging, because Venus closes the wheel where Mars opened it. We've got the head of the snake Taurus in Taurus, the Milky Way, the Silver Gateway, and the Golden Gateway closes with the tail, which is in Scorpio. So over here we're going to have Mars, Scorpio. The tail becomes Mars. The tail began with Mars, the opening of the Milky Ways, and it's closing with Venus. So Venus and Saturn is the last 1000. So if you multiply 4, 6, 10, 12, 16, 96, and then with 1000, that's the 144,000, which gives us this man that sits in the middle, who's got all his members. He's remembered. He's put himself back together again. And so the 4 horsemen, D'Artagnan being the last, which represents the 4 corners with Sirius and Altair, because we've had this great conjunction as the 3 kings were coming out of Sagittarius, and then we've had this Bethlehem star. So this now represents the last angle to the 322 dates. In the middle of this V of the fish, and Mars we're going to have, so that was symbolic of the journey of, there's the 3 kings, and here we have the V and the V. So Mars is in the middle of the V, but this represents the Saturn and Jupiter. So Saturn, Jupiter, over the past month, merged in the middle of this cross that set off the Star of Bethlehem. And now we're going to have this last journey to the birth of Jesus. So Mars is going to make this last angle. So we have the Star of Bethlehem. We have the Star of Bethlehem over here, which is the opening of coming into the Capricorn and the Aquarius merging. And now Mars is going to go. So this is D'Artagnan. This is why Lupiac in my village, Aignan. So Aignan, Lupiac represents D'Artagnan. So that represents this angle. And we're now going to do the 30 degrees onto the solstice line, the meridian ley line, which is now going to become the equinox. So we're going to be standing up straight. We're going to be able to see all four angles. There won't be any more tilts. So Lupiac, the dart from the musketeer, from the Chiron into the heart, where the labyrinth is here. And that is on the 22nd of the 3rd. And that gap is the last leg to the Philosopher's Stone. So Taurus, Aldebaran, right here. And Mars is going to do this last little gap between Pisces, Aries, and then to Taurus to make that 90 degrees. And that's why my village is 32290, and that's why the rocket that Trump set off with the president of Israel was at 3:22 p.m. and it was Falcon 9, 32290. So we're going to have Odyssey 2001 becomes Odyssey 2021. Volcano in Hawaii, because we've got the How Wow. We've got the How Wow. They're both the same pictures. Okay, I want to show you the other picture. Well, you've got the two sides. Actually, I've got my other picture that does show you. Can I move it? Yeah, I can move it groovy. Okay, move it groovy. So you see the two swastikas, the four legs, the 4x4 wheel drive. Here's the butterfly. Here's the two angles. So you've got the stick man with the two S's. How wow E. So you've got the two E's of the butterfly. How wow E. And this is the opening of the central torus field, so we're going to have a full view of the four elements. We're going to be able to see the four elements, so we're no longer going to have hidden view like Maurice shows us. Well, let me just, I've just got some, you know, what I'm like. So let me just show you this post, the pictures. So this is the last arc, how wow. So here we had them baking again. We've got Goldilocks and the three bears. So I think that this is feminine. This last closing of the angle is feminine. So you see, you've got the two tilts, and we're coming back, and that face of Pascal, it's not until he becomes Pascal, I think, therefore I am. He was who wrote with, and then Descartes took it from Pascal. It's the S comes back. See that we're going through the Vesica Pisces now. So we get that torus field. This is the last tomb that opens up. So when the last tomb opens up, it's because that man has become one again. Pakal has become one again. And that S is opening and shutting Pandora's box. We get through the gateway. So we're at the last, we're at Pisces, but it began with Mars. It began with Mars, and now we've got Pisces that is falling, and Aquarius, which is coming here. So Pisces is the last spin, and we're at the last petals. We're at the last 8 years that make 5 petals, and Venus takes 9 years to make a cycle. So we will, it may be that when the wheel merges, well, I won't say that, it's about childbirth. So here we've got the cross, here we've got the labyrinth in the middle, we get that man comes back together as one, 2, 2, 2, 2, 4-wheel drive, the gateway, the last corner, so it's actually this way, well, it's always between the X and the Y. So these are very similar to the images. You see, he was showing us the last corner, Maurice CotterL. He was showing us, and we've got the electromagnetic, the antenna. Okay, and that's like the DNA strands. The cotton goes back to 1. So yeah, he wanted to show, I think I've got an image, yes. We can only ever see 3 parts. But when we come back to the 5th element, we're literally, when the star opens, we live back in the gateway. We live back in the middle. So we come, the stars, the inner world is this is the donuts. So we've gone from the macro to the micro, from the micro to the macro, and we get the whole vision again. We get the 5. So this is just the Cairo is the different passages of the Chiron. It began as Alpha Omega, and this gateway opens up, as he explains, Maurice CotterL. We leave the human body and we come back. This becomes the eternal flow again in the middle. It begins with Alpha Omega and it ends with Aleph Tav, because Aries meets Venus and Venus meets Scorpio. So Venus Mars and Mars Venus. Began with Mars, ends with Venus. Aleph Tav, as it closes on this 322 date that we've got. Began his opening when Sagittarius, this is the Senator, that's the first V, and then it flipped down to Virgo, and then it flipped round, the keys going round and round. That gate is always being locked with the VV. Each time it makes an angle. Each time we've got, you see, it's the merry-go-round. It's the merry-go-round. It's going up and down and round. We've got the sun cycle, and we've got the season cycle, and this is our chakra system, and we get the parts of our brain, the 4 parts of the brain again. The sine wave is going to beat like this again, and it's going to merge with the solstice and the equinox. So it's going to be the perfect Taurus field movement. The gateway opens. We can live in heaven. We've got that solstice going, or we are stuck, you know, we're going back round in the wheel again. So here we've got mutable, fixed, cardinal. We've got this snake crossing where I live of a gas pipe, and it's got these cardinal signs showing us across the countryside where it winds. So, you know, where I live is really the Pisces, which represents Europe. So the wheel opened in Asia, then we had Africa, then we had America, and now it's closing in Europe, and we go back to NASA, North America, South America, which is Capricorn and Aquarius closes at the top with Capricorn. So this is the beTHElamb when you mix these three all together. So here's the Holy Grail. It's that passage of the 8. It's the opening of this gateway as this solstice line, the equinox remerges. So, you know, we're looking at it. We've got at the north, we've got Capricorn and Aquarius, but the wheel began here on the equinox and it closes back on the equinox with Mars and Venus. And this is the marking of it on the 322. So this is what we saw for the Saturn and Jupiter conjunction. It's the opening of the eagle. So from Scorpio to Sagittarius, the eagle's rising again. Scorpio to carry Libra. The eagle carries the snake of wisdom, wisdom found. Okay. These are the spins of Venus. So we have 2 positive, 2 negative, and we're finishing her cycle to merge back with Saturn and to open the gateway. So merging back with Saturn is meaning that Venus is closing the wheel and Saturn is closing the wheel up here, 1000. We've got all the air and earth, as we see in the picture of Lars. We've got the air and earth standing up right straight, and Mars and Venus here. So the heart gateway and consciousness, mind over matter, and we're ready to go through. This CotterL shows us this Pakal. So Pakal was the first split man. So I've actually got pictures of, if I get Maurice, CotterL, okay, that will do, images. So we'll get pictures of his book. So you see, when he shows us the Pakal, let's get rid of Venus, and then we'll have more choices. So you see, these guys are, you know, he's taking us right to but they don't tell you, he doesn't tell you that Mr. Froth, VC, so Viracocha is the foam man, which means the Milky Way. When the Milky Way is aligned again, you know, there's parts that you've got to put back together yourself. So Osiris, the man, comes back completely together, but it gets tilted. So you see the tilt, and there it comes. It's coming back again, but the man coming back, the 4 parts coming completely back together, is our little friend Viracocha here. So he comes back, all his members, he's remembered the 1111, the X chromosomes come back to 1111. So I did, which was really my passage about going through, you know, the last, going through the doors, healing practices, the benefits and the traps, stories told. This I finished in 2017 when I came back to alchemical astrology, but it shows my path of joining all the dots. So this talks about when I went to New Zealand, North Node, South Node. That's why they have 180 poison there, because it's the an opposition of the angles is always 180 degrees, which is half of 360. So I spoke about my adventure with Bess. So this is just the 4 man coming back together. He creates destruction when he splits, but this is Saturn, and he recolts and eats those who don't manage to merge back into this equivalent balance. So I spoke about my meeting with him, and then I met a tall white man. This guy, I met him and the short goblin guy. So I now worked out who I was meeting. I was meeting the two figures coming back together. So this brings us back, as they're known as the Patapayarea. So I actually saw them in my bedroom. The little man I just heard and felt Bess, and he I saw. When the sun fell in Venus Libra, and the eagle fell. The eagle fell, and this was the end of our heaven period. Scorpio and Libra became split. We went under the horizon, and we got wisdom coming back with Gemini, Buddha, Plato, Greece, and now we're coming back to heaven, Aquarius, air, and the two splits merge. So Gemini was also the Romulus and Remus, the two twins. That's why Lupiac here is Romulus and Remus, the two twins, and it's also the D'Artagnan Musketeer, the Puss in Boots who fights the egg. This is the egg of Venus in the middle. The egg is born, a new golden age is born, and it's the dart in the heart of the of Sagittarius, Chiron, the first key. And now you see these keys, they move around, and that Star of Bethlehem, we're back. Right, so okay, they're finished. So we're going to go backwards a little bit. We are at the last cornerstone when 1221, which is 3-3, it's when the two S's come back together again. They've been opened here. So becomes catch 22, last arc completed, the cornerstone of each arc. We get a different arc. We get a different arc for each passage. So this time the wheel's coming back to Lars's perfect picture. Right, so last arc completed, 32290, my postcode labyrinth is here. The three crosses will merge, so the right, left, and the mid-L mutable cardinal and fixed is the beTHElamb Bethlehem star. This last leg angle, MC Soltis, and the pay cow. So this is, I was saying, you've got the Hawaii big company, which represents the how-wow of the butterfly, two sides that envelop the Taurus. The back cave opens. The back cave opens again. Here we go. The Holy Grail opens. We come out of Plato's cave. So, and the mid-L mutable cardinal and fixed is the Bethlehem star at the last leg, angle MC Soltis, and the pay cow equinox ascendant. So you've got Amazon, we've got Hawaii companies, we've got the Whirlpool company. Everything on the exterior is telling us we've got 77 Bidden, which is the two angles, V for victory, which is what we have right now. As Mars is going to go from this V to victory to this closing V for victory here, as Mars will come to Taurus on Aldebaran there and there. So we've got Mars and Venus. Venus rules Taurus. Mars will go on the eye, the bullseye, the philosopher's stone, and that is the opening door for us. And those that didn't get through, it's the closed door. From Brigitte Jones. Brigitte Jones, we know, represents the high priestess between the Boaz and Jachin pillars. On the Mad Hatter's hat, we have 10-6. So the great conjunction was at 6 degrees of Capricorn, 10th house, Solstice. But Virgo represents the 6th house, the pre-sexual girl. They want to merge black earth Virgo with red air Libra to imitate Aquarius and Capricorn. They're trying to flip the solstice with the Paris 24 Olympics. So this here, we've got these are deleted scenes. That is all the pedophilia. So 6 is Virgo and 10 is Capricorn. Right, I don't want sound. So this scene shows us the 322 howl. These deleted scenes, they just tell you everything, Brigitte Jones. So we've got the 2 pillars, severity, and we've got the mercy, the other boyfriend, the BJ. And so this is her marketing job. This is deleted. So she has to do a presentation of a book to a client that's bringing his book out. So we've got these 4 blokes here and the Cardinal Cross, and she presents the book. And so she shows us it's coming, and she shows us on March the 3rd you'll be very happy and very scared. So you've got a choice. You can be fully in the heart or you can stay in the wheel. All those going to the full solstice, they're going to the next gap. The solstice will be not fully on the Brexit exit on the true solstice, which is the Scotland at the top. It will have moved by 2024, the end of the eclipses. So on this 22nd of the 3rd, 322 VCCV, she gives us the dates. The red door, so Mars on Aldebaran, as we see in Odyssey 2001. So this Brigitte Jones, so you can also, the harp, you can go, the new up. Door is here, and 322s is 66, but you need 4 22s to make 88. So the wheel was opened when Mars was here, and then Mars has been all the way round 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mars is now closing over here, Mars and Venus. So this is the passage that she shows us in Brigitte Jones. This is coming up in 2021. We've just had the Star of Bethlehem. Let's come back to the post. So the middle mutable cardinal and fixed is the beTHElamb star. This last leg, angle Incy solstice, and the Paycal equinox ascendant becomes Pascal. The S comes in the middle of the Paycal, Easter Ishtar, Venus, Passover, 777, 7, 4 legs, 2 ways. So now we can see the 3 angles because we're in the 5-pointed star. So when we're in the 5-pointed star, we've got our head up in heaven and we can see our 4 members' legs. Are you getting this now? And you see, and Venus has had those 4 positive, negative. Who's this? Lars, lovely Lars. We're going to go and see some more of his pictures. We're all feeding each other along here, helping each other get it. So 4 times 4 wheel Rolls Royce drive, Romulus and Remus, RR 2626 is 52. And that 52 is something that Maurice CotterL talks about. I can't get confused with all my notes. Flip of negative to positive, flip, spin. Yeah, you see Venus does 2,340 revolutions. So that's where we get the revolution from. And that's 584 days. Of 2,340 revolutions. of her journeys of making these flowers that she's continually making with her retrogrades and her forwards, and then each time we've had a mutable sign. We've had either Venus on the top or the bottom. 4 legs 2 is, and now Venus is coming back. She's coming back to the 5. So the Red Door Mars Hal Odyssey 2021 on Venus Hal. See Brigitte Jones at 7 minutes, of course, the last leg. They do tell us Red Door at 7:20 minutes. My goodness. So 7:20 and 7:20 is 14:40. Well, I'm not going to get into that. So I will. So we're doing the video 21:12, 20:20 to 3:22, 21 is the last angle corner leg. So showing you here we've got the 2 last, and on every way, and we've got the Taurus here. So yeah, Mars here, and we've got the closing. This is Leo, Sun and the Moon underneath, Sun and the Moon. We've got Earth, Air, Water, Fire, Earth, everybody closing. But this journey, because we've just had on Capricorn the opening, the Bethlehem star. So this journey from Mars, from this V through these 3 signs to Taurus, Pisces, Aries, Taurus, here is that last angle, 90-degree angle, angel, last L7V1, horseman square. So is the angle. That's why we have the 4 horsemen, because it's always the south node, north node descending. That you always have the 2. You've got the 2 in ascending and 2 in descending, and that makes the 4 feet of the horse. So is angle, the tear, they want to square off England. They give you 111 NHS. They don't give you the 1111. The MC ascendant is the circle in the square of the philosopher's stone, or you spin your 4 legs. XXX 2020 becomes 111 of the swastika. How wow, Hawaii. Halamumu. Hal is the balance between how wow, how wow, direction. And now it will spin equally as the 2 sides. So we've got the H, the 8, the H, the 8, and we've got the W, which is the M, and the W, which is the 4 V's, which is earth, air, water, and fire. Okay, so they merge to give us the 5th element within the 360-degree wheel. So the electromagnetic spin becomes 1 again. So we've got the 2 lives. So the 2 sides of the coin, in French, coin is corner. So 2 sides of the corner. Catch 22, you need 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. You need 4 times 4 to get the 16, which is the throat chakra, to have a perfect 96 vision of heaven and hell, so that you can be standing in the middle like Mort. Eliza Pilasky was killed in the forest in Villa CotterL. So Villa CotterL is like Maurice CotterL with the L at the end. So if we just put, I'll just cut Eliza Pilasky images. Okay, Eliza, here we go. Here's our friend Amy Winehouse, Brigitte Jones. So here's Amy Winehouse, Brigitte Jones, Mort. So they do tell us. Here's Amy Winehouse. So she died at 29. Amy Winehouse died at 29. This is the Rosemary Babies. This is so the Pluto and Virgo generation don't make it up to high. They want to make Virgo into, with Libra, into Lucifer. and using that axis of Altair, Gemini, Sirius to be the Cairo, the sword in the stone for those who don't make it into the gateway. They get the 2024 Olympics. So she was killed in VirgO, and this is the Cot again, the Cot VC CV. So VirgO was the forest of the stag hunting. So you've got the two stags. He explains, Maurice CotterL, the head of the stags opening and shutting, the V between the stags, and Jane of Arc. Jane of Arc was killed just in Compiègne. You've got Compiègne, and you've got VirgO in l'Aisne, and Compiègne in l'Oise. So coin is corner in French, and coin coin is the noise a duck makes. So we've had the two ducks here. We've got Altair, you see, and we've got the duck here. So this is the opening and the closing of the milkyWay. The opening and the closing of the milkyWay. So Deneb, and Capella. We got coin coin, the last corners, the two V's, the coin coin, the golden goose is closing, and this is the golden and the silver gates. So if we look at it like this again, so we go straight. So we've got the golden gates, exactly where the sun was for this Star of Bethlehem on the Milky Way. This is the foam man, has come back together. He walks on the Milky Way, he walks on the foam. So that's why when I did my last video, Tightrope, I was talking about walking between the water and the earth, which is the Pisces Virgo, and now it's going to rise up air and earth. Air and earth. We go from Pisces water to air Aquarius. It's the last leg. So air and earth. This is the foam man right there. We had the Mercury and we had Venus in Scorpio. We've got the tail of the snake in Scorpio. So this little gap here is the Golden Gate where the Milky Way first opened. So on my picture, that's here. And now Taurus is merging back onto the equinox with the head of the snake. So it's merging back with Mars when Mars is on Aldebaran on the 322. So VC is when we get our man back together. VC, VirgO, VirgO and Maurice CotterL is giving us the last leg key through our lavette. So you know we're all consciously projecting the right information. You know, I'm not going to bore you with how I join up my dots, but you really do start to see how your whole life. Yeah, this is what I wrote about it today. So shut these. So the memories you keep, the dreams you remember is how you put her to ether again. The donkey last leg, remember. You leave yourself a trail, tail, south node. You need to merge the north node, head of the snake, Milky Way. The word Viragosha, VCCV 223322. So we had 223. We had 223. Venus got separated. The V for Venus. 22. V is the 22nd letter. And we've got the last closing 22 here. So 3 is the C, 22 is the V. We got the VCCV, Victoria Cross comes back as one. Viticulture from Amy Winehouse, wine to spirits, Pisces, and then we can come back to merging out of the mutable cross. The mutable cross merges back This merges back down here, this goes back here, and this here. That began at opening. So we had the Golden Gate at the end of the gap between Sagittarius and Scorpio, and Gemini and Taurus here. So you see, and then we had the flood, and that was when we had the moon at the bottom, 6, and we had Capricorn at the top, 9, and now it's coming back here. It's coming back here, Aquarius, Capricorn here, and at the top, Scorpio, Libra, Sun, Moon over here, and Taurus, Aries here. So they started here, Taurus, Aries, and they end here, Venus shuts it. So sea foam. So how wow, the 223322, how wow spin, Hawaii, Viracocha literally means sea foam. The Hemingway seashore tightrope between earth and sea, XXX becomes 1111 again. 32290, that's my postcode. Pacal becomes Pascal, I think, therefore I am. Ishtar Day 2021. Labyrinth completed, Batman Cave open. So, yeah, I've written a lot as I've been preparing for this. So the direction, and now it will spin equally as the two sides of the right-left electromagnetic spin become one again, because so Venus and Mars have always been this Sagittarius and Gemini. They don't have planets in fall or in exaltation like Pisces and Virgo, because they were the pure opening and shutting. So this is just the same thing. So they spin the 4 legs, how, wow, how, yeah, we've done that. The two sides, the right, left electromagnetic spin become one again. So when 32 and 32 become 64, the two sides of the brain, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, and you add the 5, so the 4 elements, 64, Microsoft Beatles 4, become 64 with the 7 chakras and the 4 parts of the brain when I'm 64, and then you add the cardinal cross, 5, which makes 69. 69 merge comes at the top, 96, sorry. Cancer was 69, and now 96, which gives us the 1000 voltage. 1000 voltage, 999 is heaven. 1000 voltage is when the 7 chakras, 27, 9 times 9 times 9, give us the opening gateway of the heart tomb, through the head, through consciousness, higher consciousness. And this just explains that. You can read that. So I've also posted these videos in my village today, and I'm going to let you try and listen.
Church. So this is the Hi darlings. So I've brought you to the church. So this is the labyrinth, which represents the cycles of Venus.
So labyrinth representing the cycles of Venus, because it's the cycles of Venus that give us the opening and shutting. That labyrinth has always got the gap for the torso. So it's giving us different openings and shuttings. It's the electromagnetic spin. Venus, when she's spinning positively on Earth, it's spinning negatively upside down. But we didn't have the view of all the 4 legs. Now when we come up to the top, we're going to have the 5th. We're going to have my village. This is where the labyrinth is. We're going to have this 5. So
for this age of Pisces opposite Virgo, Venus was going negative as the Sun was in Pisces and we were on Earth in Virgo. So we had the negative spin of Earth, feminine. So there's Romulus.
Okay, well, this is Incy Wincy Spider. This is the spout. And then I show you I show you the labyrinth close up, so you see it really is Incy Wincy spider climbing up the spout. Out came the sunshine. Oh no, Incy Wincy spider climbing up the spout. Down comes the rain, mutable ages, and washes the spider out. Out comes the sunshine and dries the rain away. Cardinal and fix merge again. Incy Wincy spider climbs the spout again. So there we've got my village. Aignan is araignée spider, and that is the torso field in the middle. The Leonardo da Vinci man finds that fifth gateway. He doesn't get crucified. He finds the opening of the tomb. There is, of course, the soldier hidden as at the Arc de Triomphe, where the 12 legs is, and now it comes back to 8. And that's what Mars will represent when it's on the labyrinth. So then I take you inside the church. So the church has put the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with the 5-pointed star. I show you that those 2 houses there are number 9 and 11. The church is number 13, and there's the cornerstone 22, the last V. That house was the capital of Armagnac, the number 22, and then Nat goes and tries. That's the naughty man that tells me off when I play with the dogs. So Nat's funny because he would have actually gone and nicked his bum, but I told him not to. So inside the church, interesting that we got that reflection at that moment. And then I show you the, here we go. So the Star of Bethlehem. We've got the 4 corners, and now we've got well, you know, there's somebody else there as well. There's Cupid and Valentine. We've got humble Jesus. The lion lies down with the lamb, be the lamb, beTHElamb, and we rise from our, you know, this is heaven and earth, earth and heaven, and the baby is born. A new egg is being born, as Maurice CotterL showed us. And then I did another video up. There's the Pyrenees behind. That is the mosque, the 8, the hexagon. It's the Pyrenees that we see from. And anyway, I did another video, and that's just talking about what I've been talking about. The space between each breath, which is the opening. I didn't know what I was talking about 5 years ago, and now I get it. But that video is talking about that opening and shutting of the passage, the place between each breath of that figure of 8. That when the 3, 3, 3 3s that all come back together, 88, 88, and we open the 5th doorway. So I've done, and it's not so. And there is the big secret. Pan is the passage. When you see that the equinox we live on is in fact the solstice line. We were flat soul dyers. We fell down flat as the horizon. All we had to do was to stand up straight. Can you see it? The passage, the horizon is the 2020 vision. It's fallen over. You see both sides of the reflection, and you get 2020, 2 sides of the coin. In French, coin is corner, the angle, leg, VL17, the compass, compassion. The angle between solstice and equinox is the 4 angles. The angle and the tear, tar, tear, mosque, mask, hidden tear, England, Ongland, angle, angel, L, CotterL, Maurice CotterL. The Morris dancer's cross comes back to the spinning of the wheel. You spin the cotton and you stand up straight, wheels within wheels, tear the sword in the stone through the mirror. So here we've got a picture that I just turned. That was just, you know, this. So it looks like we've got the horned god Pan, which is a little bit like Bess. It's just Bess coming back. So yeah, that was, I've got rid of that now. I showed you in my old article of meeting Bess, which is, Bess is just VirgO. There he is, VirgO. So we've come back up straight, and there he is there, Pan. So, chakra system, 4 Mars, 6 Jupiter, 5, 10, the 2 Boaz and Jachin pillars that Brigitte Jones sits between VirgO. Why VirgO? Because is the equinox at the moment. We're on that Pisces VirgO. So you see in the beginning it was Alpha, Omega, Aries, Libra, and it's going to shut after Pisces. Aquarius will fall here, and so, oops, so VirgO is standing, here's VirgO, VirgO stands between the solar and lunar pillars. Oops, let me just move little mousey. Right, come back. Right, so the chakras, so VirgO is between on the equinox, on the solar plexus, and then we have our heart, Venus, gateway. So this is 10, 4, 6, 10, 12. When we had that 12 seasons, Earth, 12 seasons, the wheel was 12, and that wheel goes 12, 8, 12, 8, 12, 8. As that opens and shuts. And because it takes Venus 8 years to make those 5 petals. Those are the 5 petals. So this is what we're going back to. 8 days of the week, 9 weeks per season, and 5 seasons for the 360-degree wheel. We can have an experience in a human vessel when we become the Christmas tree that lights its crown chakra. This is the Christmas tree. So 12 here, 16 for the voice, which is the 77 of Bidden. We're at that angle that Michael Lowe explains, that 45-degree angle. And it's that 45-degree angle which is actually what we're going to be living between Mars on 322. Well, it's going to go because it's happening. This is going to be Taurus, Mars on Taurus. Anyway, I don't want to get into mathematical because I'm going to mix everybody up. But there's the 7/7 for the 16, 2 sides of the chakras, and here is the 96. And if you times that all together, it makes the with 1,000 at the top voltage, it makes 144,000. We come out, the tomb opens, and we can come and live on heaven 999 instead of the 666. Okay. He got ill with COVID just as Jupiter entered Saturn. Jupiter in fall in Saturn in Capricorn. And so, and there he's showing us his black and white mask for the end of VirgO Pisces. So there's a lot here. This is a Michael Lowe post, which is again showing us that the gremlins, people still in duality, the 2 sides. There's another post from Michael. These are the Dogons. So I posted at the bottom, see, this is where I live. These are the Rumpelstiltskins. These are the Moor, the people of the Moors, the marshy land. So Maurice, more ice, Maurice, more ice, Morris dancers. So you see, it's not that he's a bad guy. I'm just saying that these people, they bring us, for us to join the dots completely. So fifth element frequency. Sound is used, helicopters, which represents the keeping us in the negative spin. That's why in my village they sound a siren. So you've got the 4 legs around the torso. That was considered torture. So on the day of the eclipse, I just had helicopters all day, and for the actual eclipse I had 20 helicopters circling my house and bomb diving me to frighten me. But luckily I was Goldilocks of the 3 bears. I had 3 young travellers. Mr. Tumnus, he came back with his brother and a friend. So we've got an Adam, an Aaron and an Eros, and they were just like in The Wizard of Oz, the lion, the heart, the straw man, and the tin man, and the Goldilocks. Or in Star Wars you get, and just like we saw the Queen, with the 3 boys. This is, so we're coming to the last passage, which is kind of on my land, is what I said. The vortex is right here, and I've got the 2 green gateways, 2 greens on either side. I've got the Puy d'Agen, which is the well of the dragon, Puy d'Agen, and I live just opposite. So this last angle here of the mutable cross. Right, so Thelma and Louise, they drove off with the helicopter, police siren, red, blue, the 2 energies of Venus in positive, negative. That's what the red, blue was all about. Venus is in detriment. It was on the blue star of Spica. It's now in Scorpio in detriment again. Louder siren, so we've got the micro and the macrocosm, 2 sides of the donuts. Here we've got the waves, the amplitude, we've got the bass and the treble, and this is what he was explaining to us, Maurice. We've got the circle, the sun moving in its circle, and we've got the equinox moving up and down with all the signs. So siren is the siren. So in our village at 12 o'clock every day, at 12 o'clock, so on the peak, on the solstice every day, they have a big siren so that we don't make the 5 elements energy. We remain in the wheel of 4. So you're going to go round again. You've got to make it to the opening of the 3rd eye, which is Venus Libra. And if we see the sine wave, you see we have a Venus Taurus is going to come here, and Venus, and this is going to be the new solstice here. So it's the opening, that's the middle pillar, it's the middle pillar. This is the other way, the upside down way. Right, let's close that. So I was just explaining sound frequency after what happened to me. There's Lavette's video. I put everybody's videos up, gang. I'm always passing everybody's wisdom. So here we go. Obey, follow, confirm, fit in, and fuck that shit. Here we go. In the middle. So that's a lovely video which started this all off. Lavette posting the Maurice CotterL to explain, which is really like the last key. It's fantastic. We're all coming to this last leg at the same time. So let me come. What I did before I got attacked by helicopters. Total solar eclipse, 14th December, a new sun Messiah is being born. Scorpio will be the new solstice. Liberty pole, Eiffel Tower, number 10th house, as Aquarius falls onto the equinox. So they're merging, that's the fixed energy. As Lavette explains, that cross, it goes from the fixed and then to the high cardinal. So we had the fixed energy with the solar eclipse, and we had the cardinal merging BeTHElamb with the 2112, or the 2112 Abacadabra, which is just the same thing as How Wow E. So all my posts are on Facebook, but that is explaining a lot there. So here we've got Scorpio opening up. That was for the eclipse. The lotus flower gets opened up. We can open up our, we can come up to heaven, 999. There's just Mort, Isis, she's rising again, the snake. Libra, the scales, with Scorpio become the eagle again. The eagle carrying the snake again. So here we've got a little bit like, this is our man again. This is our Viracocha rising again. Balance and Scorpio. And here we have what the Paris Olympics 2024 will do. They want to put Ophiuchus to kill Scorpio and to give us Libra and Virgo. So this is killing Europe. Europe is in the shape. Here's Mart with the opening and shutting, the Batman cave, the Milky Way, Scorpio opposite Taurus. This is the new solstice. So Paris Olympics. The 24, we're going through the gap. This is how Mars on this. So this we absolutely have to look at the symbols of an alien sky. So he shows us how this happens again. So this is what Maurice CotterL is showing us, the god with his feathered hat, which is this movement of what we've got Saturn, Mars, and Venus makes this shape of the 8th wheel back again in the middle. So this is because Scorpio Isis rises to the top again. So Mars and Venus merging again on the equinox, on the ascendant and the descendant. It's the closing of the wheel. It's going to become one as the tilts close. The solstice and the equinox merge as one Taurus field. This is why we've got the two snakes in Serbia or Croatia. It's the north-south node Milky Way closing. But you have to go and watch. It shows us. So this is why we've got Venus in Libra when we lost, and Venus in Taurus is when we come back. So Venus came out of the shell. So my last house for the opening of the Olympics, 2012, I was on the exact meridian ley line, which is basically becoming the solstice again. So then we've got the tit, that's the tit, the bullseye, the mosque, it's the morning and evening star. So they're merging back as one, the morning and evening star. When they're separated, they have heaven and hell, and when they come back together, there's no more heaven and hell. So that's where we get best with his tongue sticking out when they were one, and there was that slow separation periods where we began to see different images. That's where we get Lord of the Rings, the 7 chakras, and we merge the 4 parts of the brain. And this is the noddy hat, which is the curl, which is the noddy hat. So this is the Liberty pole, but it's also when the 4 curls, you see the 4 curls merge, and we get back this 8 and the opening of the heart gateway and up here. So there's that curl. It's the Willy Wonka, it's the hook, there's the Q, there's your Q, your P's and Q's. You see Mars comes back. The lock of hair, there was a little girl who had a little curl. When she was good, she was very, very good. And when she was bad, she was horrid. Venus in detriment and exaltation, Pisces, Virgo. You can merge the two curls back together. Life, the breath, the curl. There's the curl. Or you see, it was either the Mr. Tumnus's, when you see Horace, or it was the curl of Isis. So Odin and Isis, Taurus and Scorpio, and those two curls merge. So we've got the two curls as this falls here, this falls up here, this curl merges here, this curl merges here, and we can all be very, very good. And we're not going to be scared or very, very happy. We're not, you know, those scared will remain in the wheel. And it's not going to be fun because it's going, you know, that's the burnout, destruction, everything that we've seen happening. But we can stay standing up like soldiers and wait till we see the four parts of our body merging with our consciousness, mind over matter. So yeah, we got a bit more surfing, the surfer to get through. So you must come and watch Symbols of an Alien Sky. It explains the plasma event. The plasma event, it explains from another angle all of Maurice CotterL. Let's go back to here. So these pictures, Cupid and Valentine, which are the two Venuses. It opened in Scorpio, so Sagittarius, the Chirons, Sagittarius to Scorpio. We've got the D'Artagnan, the dart in the heart, and Taurus, the heart, is closing again. So the last S, it's the yellow. Right. I'm going to take you sides. This is the gas box. So it goes from Montmarsan MM to Orche, the Golden Gate. So Kate and Willie came to Puy d'Agen. They came here. They came here to Puy d'Agen. Gas pipe goes from Mont de Marsan MM, and it winds through, and it comes through Aignan, and then it goes to Orche where the Lion Gates are. So the pictures, let's go back to the pictures. So I'm showing, this is Vic Fezensac. Yeah, well, we're not, that's up. I have to show you the High Cardinal sign. The High Cardinal sign. These were all, Mr. Tumnus was here, everybody was here. So there they are, the three musketeers, and I suppose I'm Goldilocks. They came for the eclipse, so they were there when the helicopters, which is great. So you see, be careful gas, it says. And we've got the cardinal sign, the cardinal cross. And this snakes, like over the, it's like the merry-go-round, it snakes, snakes around the equinox. So, finish those pictures. And that's the monolith, Odyssey 2001 and 322. It's going to be in the village for the pop-off, which is basically just us free and back in harmony again. born on the 8th of March, so that's the merging of the Venus petals with March the 3rd. And I did him this video when he was 5 years old, 5 petals, and I was explaining, so we got the spider, I was explaining to him like Spider-Man. He went through the Vesica Pisces, the 2 fish, saw 2 dolphins for his birthday, spider, electromagnetic labyrinth, the pirate's wheel, the 12 legs go back to 8. I was showing the perfect circle. So we've got the 2 ways of the electromagnetic. Those are the 2 bullseyes, the 2 sides of the butterfly, the torus field in the middle. Then the Fibonacci code, so the rows, the 2 directions, you see goes left and right, and matter, we get the 5 that come back up. The 5-5 is the solar, the sun and the moon plexus makes 10. Here's the spider. So 5, you see, we're going to have this vision, we're going to be standing up. I showed him because this is the cobra standing up to look the snake in the eyes. All those that find the wisdom shall live. So he's not being here, he's being hypnotized actually, but the idea is to not be lying down flat, but it's to stand up and to be the one that masters the cobra gypsies. I was showing him all that. Voila. So come back to here. Again, Diana killed on the 13th pillar, so the moon goddess. Moon is in exaltation in Taurus. As we will see 13 monoliths appear. Well, there was actually a lot more. And I'm not going to read all that to you, but I can show you the pictures. So here we've got what we saw in the video of symbols of an alien sky. We saw that image of Odyssey 2001, of Lord of the Rings. Got that image of the tower, the 7 chakra systems there. Okay, so this is the Diana, the moon goddess. When we come back, straight there. It's going to be, so she was killed on the 13th pillar, which you actually see that in Joe the Taxi, Vanessa Paradis. If you look in her video of Joe the Taxi driver, Jupiter, you can see the 13th pillar. So that's the moon goddess. There's the 1 tit. Okay, so we're coming back now to having the 2 sides of the tit. She was killed at Alma Bridge. You'll have to go read the post. It goes in a lot deeper. But we've got Alma. She was born on the day that Diana died, 91. It was the half moon. The mother. This is the waltz, the whirlpool, the dance, the DD, 4-wheel drive. Elsa was found with a 4-wheel drive car parked, Romulus and Remus, Range Rover, Rolls Royce. That's why if you go watch Melody Nelson, Gainsbourg and Jane Birkin, famous song Je t'aime moi non plus, 69, l'année 69, érotique. So 69 is in the base chakras, and 96 at the top is when we become the phoenix again. It's the 2-way whirlpool, the 2 sides of the coin, the corner. Here we've got the 2 V's, and this is heaven on earth coming back. So we are told her island, we have 4 black swans, 5 white swans, the monolith, and the flame, the V, the Vache qui rit, how Lucifer Rising, 1977, that film came out, Bidden 77, so this is your time now to choose whether you can make that fifth element in the wheel, or you stay in the 12 seasons, or you come back to the flower, the 5-petaled flower, the 8, opening and shutting the space between each breath. So the Aleph Tav, Aries, to Venus, Taurus, the opening and the shutting. The opening and the shutting, the first and the last. Mars, Venus here, 322 is the big date. So there's Mars on Aldebaran, that's what we're going to have, 322. And this is the opening, this is the closed circle, the Philosopher's Stone, but that gate opens and shuts, and that triangle is what we've gone, you know, we've lit up the Cardinal Cross, and we've got the view of our 4 members, because we remember 1, 1, 1, 1, arms, legs. Mercury rules Gemini and Virgo, the legs and the arms, Jupiter, the first arm, Sagittarius, last arm, and here he shows us that last angle. This is the last angle, and that might be, so the 90 degree, or is it the 45, the 7-7 on the 2 sides of the throat chakra, 22 and the 22, the 4x4 wheel drive, VV. So there's Paris, the 12 legs, and 13 is that last door through that we're going through, and these are the free martins who want to, this is the silver gates. They will harvest, and there will be that underworld of the masculization of Taurus that is feminine. St. Martin's Day is 1111. Okay, so this is the Venus journeys. That is the Tudor Rose coming back, that heart gateway. Yeah. Taurus fields, and back to her swinging around. Coming in, are you ready for more BS? Because this is your new age cage, next religion and gurus and prophets, and A lie ends. So that's Aleph Tav, A-N, with the lie in the middle, how, wow, E is the butterfly, or how is the lie. And the Ipes and the Eisenhowers and the Star Treks and the science crap becomes your new world. And the Martins, Mars and Jupiter, Martians, that's the free Martin, and the Kennys will be your new gods, the Venus flytrap gang. So that's for those who live this fake Paris solstice, Milky Way gap, or you become the foam man, you're standing up in the frequency of Venus, or you get the galactic gang. So, driving his own projection, and the NPC is the one who's still in the cave of Plato, who's watching the show. Okay, so what did I put here? Your body is divided into 4 body parts. In French, this is called members, 2 legs, 2 arms, joined to a torso, body, trunk. Taurus field, solstice, spine, spin, sin. Eiffel Tower, Liberty Pole is yours to remember. Members is 111. Well, it's everything I've been saying. You can read that. So it's the Humpty Dumpty, fell, Osiris. Can you find the wisdom and rise, or forever be autopiloted by a machine? It takes 18 years for the north-south node to make a cycle, and 18 months for north-south node to complete. 30 degrees of the sign, 180 degrees is the division of 360-degree wheel to close the Milky Way from 12 legs back to 8 spider web. Étoile, I am Shakespeare gap. Okay. So that's everything I've been saying, and I think I've got a Humpty Dumpty. This is that last angle. this last angle to get up. Yeah, this is important. This is the Humpty Dumpty. And this shows us, like in Maurice CotterL, that head looks like the alien. So the A-lion is here. We are in full swing, and the A-lion is within you, popping your eggs, the kraken, the beast of the unconscious collective, Leviathan, stealing your egg, cracking it before you get a chance to implode from within. They break, pop, explode you from the outside. So you'll either be very afraid or very happy if you've opened your own egg. Otherwise, the pop-off is fear. They steal your chicks before they hatch, your third eye taken with their tests. You are the Eggman, the Humpty Dumpty, sitting on the walls, are us, beast, octopussy, Loch Ness, Moonstar, and you fall. No one can put you back together again. The Free Martins, Martians, the Mars, ego, and Jupiter desires your flesh experience. Only by finding wisdom can you raise out and pop your egg. The narcissist sees only the reflection in the screen, and the open eye egg sees the whole 360-degree wheel. Sickness comes from low ignorant vibration. You are currently being crucified like an egg. Yep, we did try to. So this is the Yoko Ono. So this is the egg. They made the egg the baddie. They made D'Artagnan the goodie. But they got to merge. High Cardinal and Fix, and he's mutable. That's the mutable cross. To make an egg, you need all three coming together. So it's the Milky Way. That's the ice cream. Maurice, ice. Mors and ice. Scorpio and Libra. This is the A and the N. The division bell, Humpty Dumpty. So here we've got, you're either still the narcissist looking at your reflection, or you've opened the egg and the flowers coming through, and you can see the four members. When you're the flower, 1, 2, 3, he's got 6 here. So we want that when we've got, the flower is, you can see your 4 members. You've got the 5. Here we've got the 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When your eggs open, you become the lion lies, or you remain the 2 egg oaks. I am the Eggman, John and Yoko. That's the egg that we're making now as we go through. This is the sword in the stone, the passage, the opening of the heartway, and then the doors open and shut. You see, they open and shut. With the Alpha Omega, they open and shut. Fomalhaut, the true third eye. This is Spica, the blue star. On, off, the labyrinth. And we've got that 10, which is the solstice. They want to put yellow and red, Gemini red, and Sagittarius yellow. But you know, that's their Romulus and Remus. The Eggman. This is all the fake gurus for you. And there we've got the umbrella that opens and shuts. There's the Eiffel Tower. There's an egg. That's the Puy d'Agen, where I live. Puy d'Agen is like penguin. It makes me think of the Penguin Man. That's why he's always got the umbrella. You see, we go in closer. Puy d'Agen, it's like penguin. P-G-A, penguin. The Penguin Man. So back to here. Right, there's that rabbit. and the Joker, and Animal Farm, and he's got the Baphomet, he's got the fingers down, and there's the two legs as well. You can go into so much. The walrus, the sea monster. Okay, so yeah, so he's called Martin Kenjoy, MK, the MK. So that is a play on the AN. The Lost Needle. So here we're coming back. In my village, they've put around the main Christmas tree, they've put 8 baby Christmas trees to represent Enyons coming back to the 8 wheel. They have this circle that goes around where the labyrinth is, and we've got the Christmas tree, although you can't see the 8 baby Christmas trees around it. Again, you can see that equinox solstice, that mirror of as above, so below, and it can go up or down. You can be lying down or you can stand up straight. Crossover, Alpha Omega wheel begins Aries, Libra ends Aries Taurus. It's the Sin sine wave, Akka Sinbad the sailor. Aries Taurus is catch 2020 vision, V22, tab is V or V upside down, V for victory, it's Aleph tab in the end. So you've got the 2 V's of fire and water, and you've got the A upright for air and the A upside down for earth, and it all comes back together like Lars is beautiful. Beautiful cross, where are you? Things are slowing down because I've got so much open. Okay, so that was funny. Wave the stick until the music stops, then turn around and bow. David Bowie, Major Ground Control to Major Tom. So here, the cherry on the cake is the Ice Cream Narnia, Ice Queen. Is this 2020 catch 22 cornerstone? Replaced your third eye open or Venus flytrap. It's a choice. Those who still can't detach are caught in the Netflix Black Mirror. A desirable feature perceived as the finishing touch to something that is already very good, the cherry on the cake. The car is faster than a Ferrari, but the cherry on the cake is the price. PayCow, PayPal, Amazon, all these companies are telling us Hawaii, the earthquake was just in Halmumu. So again, there's the 22 cornerstone, which is what we're living now. And the butterfly again that I showed you, and Mr. Tumnus and Lucy, the Moby Dick, the different levels of the chakra closing, the end of there's Saturn. That's when the wheel comes back. We've got the butterfly, we've got the solstice, we've got the 5-pointed star, Saturn and Venus, and we've got the 2 balls, the 2 electromagnetic, feminine, masculine. Venus is back in place, and so 10 o'clock is the solstice, that's the all-seeing eye. Alpha Omega, the 2 snakes, the egg, the critical points. We don't want to remain as Brad and Janet, Jack and Jill. The last arc. Four Musketeers. And that's where we're at. That's where we're at. Okay, well, this is just telling us about the moon key. So the moon key, the moon is in exaltation in Taurus, so the moon is replaced, and the sun is replaced in Leo. The sun and the moon merge. This is he's got the red and white stripes, and they actually show you. I have to show you. They actually show you the crossover eclipse. This is exactly what's happening with humanity. There's a robbery going on, but they're so concerned with COVID that they're accusing the blind man, who is the cover man, of stealing, and he says, no, I'm not stealing, it's the monkey that takes the money. So the monkey's got the red and white, which is from white water Pisces to red air Aquarius. That is the last leg that we're doing. Pisces falls and Aquarius goes on the equinox, but we've got this gap now. So Paris, the solstice of the BeTHElamb star, 1212, to Mars on Aldebaran, which represents putting the wheel back up straight again. So when he goes and gets told off by his boss, we've got the cross right behind him. Look at that. We've got the cross of the two solstices, 2017, 2024, and we're here now. X marks the spot. We're merging that last leg. And there's a whole load of other things, as in everything. I see everything in everything, because we are told about everything in everything. It's just a game. Dressed as Gandhi. That was very funny. Means button loop, and bidden is 77, because 77 is the triangle. It's the VV or the LV, the LL1177, the 007 is the 77 angles of the triangle. The three kings are under the loop. Right now we are going through the hula hoop. Good luck, my friends. 14th of December, total solar eclipse. 7-7, throat gateway, 14 pieces of Osiris, or complete. Milky Way closes, star of BeTHElamb, 2112. Lupiacus, Lupercalia, Cupid and Valentine, RR, Romulus and Remus. So the merging of the two splits of the Milky Way's gaps. Yeah, I don't want to make it jump around, so let's just let him do this. So this is the village, Lupercalia, the village of the wolves, St. George's Day. So this is the sword in the stone, and the day of the loop. So Lupercalia is Valentine. We're going to have Uranus and Mars conjunct in Aries. So we've got a lot of fun to go through to stay in that center point as giving birth. There's D'Artagnan. There is Victor. There's the cross. There's the mutable, and the fixed and the cardinal join. So she's victorious and glorious, that angel. Oops. After I'd just woken up, I wrote that. It's happening. The vibe has arrived back from long ago, beckoned by you alone. You have seen through the looking glass. Yes, it's just an illusion. You can do whatever you want with it. The force is like plasticine. You mold your reality through visualization. The force is here now. Your twin flame has arrived to ignite your flame whole. Accept graciously. Receive the love by opening your hearts from within, letting it in and out to above, and breathing it in and out to below. Let go to feeling good. Feel it for you and spread it. This is how to rise above the illusion, for we are worthy beyond time. So G7 is 7-7, the triangle, last leg. Bidden is 77, 77 is 14, December solar eclipse is the Milky Way gap. Keep walking, don't look back. So that's that place between each breath. There's the butterfly, Rahu Ketu. That's why we have eclipses, north-south nodes. See L's, angles, L007, you need the last L shell. The beach is the bitch, la playa, the player, playa, play. 69 is Cancer, and it's the seashore, tightrope, cutting edge, the Capricorn. The three bears, kings, are nearly there. Goldilocks, what bowl did you choose? You've got to be balanced on the line, because the moon star will swallow all those who lose balance. The scales of the Loch Ness key monster moon star. Moon rules Cancer. The shell is Aphrodite, Venus in Libra, and the starfish is the five-pointed Bethlehem star. Venus is Taurus, Diana, the moon goddess, and it's the winter solstice spine spin sign sin wave. 1221 Abacadabra. So stand tall and walk the walk. Surf, surfer. Okay, so I'm trying to go through since the last video, because there's a couple more. Is the hardest, who can stay in the eye of the needle storm? It's all about balance. So we've got, you see, the two V's. We're going through the last V now to get to 322, but you've got to stay in the middle, because when they come back and boom, you've got to stay centered. And you see, we've got the choice, gang. We've got the choice. That's that angle, amplitude, equilibrium, and let me take you back to that. So the last pendulum swing is the hardest, who can stay in the eye of the needle storm. It's all about balance. Those who fall for fear cannot keep mind over matter. Breathe, it's a dream. And the golden ticket is for the one who keeps his cool. The dream of life. If you awaken from this, and then that is Alan Watts. So he's all part of Alan, Allah, and Watts. So, you know, like Maurice, CotterL, all these people are players in the playa, what I just explained, to remember, so that we remember. This was my logo of when I did Vicky Vibes, so that was from 12 years ago, Vicky show. I had the elephant, which is Saturn, and because we are all clowns here to perform on the stage of life, and you see, I didn't know about the corners then, and funnily, my logo was taken for a shoe mark, and they used exactly so. Pisces is the fleet. Okay. The Empire, Jupiter expansion, flesh rules law and religion, New Age cage, Kundalini goddesses and sex and philosophy and culture, but will never give you wisdom nor the kingdom of Saturn. Heaven, contraction, spirit. You have to go find it all alone with all your heart. They give you pair of balls, parables, pair of dice, fake paradise. They stroke the ego of those who are happy to live in hell and to fart higher than their arse. So this is, you know, you've got to merge Jupiter with Saturn. That's what it's all about, to get the mutable that merges back the forearms and the four legs, to get the fixed and the cardinal. Fixed and cardinal, Taurus, the fixed, and Aries, the cardinal. Mars and Venus merge with Saturn, Aquarius, Capricorn. Great conjunction is to merge your mirror, because you are flat until you are multi-talented. The three crosses merges, observers of the pie. So when you're in your head, you've got your head and your heart balanced. Those of us who have already bust our cherry on the cake paid the price. We were bit by the scales of judgment, the snake. We went and found the wisdom. We have been through the thorns. We were crucified and we rose from the dead many, many times. If you have fallen and still not merged, the mirror, and you are still shallow and you still see your own reflection. It's okay, because we each have our own personal trigger journey through the fog. You planned your own pendulums of time to awaken your egg, pineal gland, third eye. The idea is to look as above, so below, and to read the signs that surround you every instant. If you don't do the inner work, no one is going to save you. This Christmas you will be activated. Some have chosen to move on, and the crossover, Passover is 322, Odyssey 2001 becomes 2021. 9/11 is your 311 gateway home. We are holding the gap open for you. It's the looking glass, Metamorphosis of Narcissus, Salvador Dali, 1937. So yeah, you're still in Narcissus. So there's the 8 trees around. Yeah, and I've got, there's Enyon again. And I've got, brings us back to this man. Just so you too can be in the knowledge, we're at the 5-pointed star on the top of your tree, the crown, the all-seeing eye. You either remain blind, deaf and dumb as a bat, or you make a smooth transition, transmutation through to the other side of you. A closed bat or an open bat. So the nervous system is the Christmas tree. And that is us. There we are. We're going to have a plasma event. We're going to see this man. We're going to see the VC when the 322 merges back, the mutable cross. We get to see our friends. We get to see, so Pakal has merged back. So we get Virakosha becomes the complete man again. There's the Christmas tree that we are. That's the tree of Enyon. So when the 7 chakras and the brain merge, there we've got the clustrum, the Santa clustrum. And here we've got the spine, the Jordan River, we've got the sacrum, we've got the V of the head and the V of the sexual organs. They're coming back up again. The solstice merges the pineal gland, and this is, don't ever let them take your life force and energy grid out of you for altering. So we evolve, we revolve, Venus revolves, we evolve with each mutable, transmutable age. There is no pillow so soft as a clear conscience. French proverb. Is your heart heavier than the feather? You need your feather and the heart to be of equivalent exchange. When the moon is on Aldebaran, as it was for the full moon, for the eclipse on the 14th, this is a picture taken by my friend Petra Portal Petra, and it looks almost like what we're going to have when Venus, Mars and Saturn merge. The sun will be up, sun will be at home, exaltation, and okay, this video is very, very long. I'm so sorry, but because I've been so busy working, I can't find that energy to, I've given myself 2 weeks off. I do have like about 5 free readings to do, but I can just relax when I'm not under. So look, that's very long, isn't it? But it's the feast of Venus. So you have all the different spins of Venus, negative and positive. If you want to know thyself, thy name, thy enemy, you are the 7 inner planets of your musical box, your battery or your personal conduct that you temper and pace, your chakra system to within and beyond, your solar plexus gateway and lotus treble flower opening from your base spin spine. You are the outer planets that take you beyond your physical experience, if you can identify them, to understand them or you understand them. You are the sun and the moon, your parents, the sun father and the moon mother. The sun is your life essence, the torch that burns within you. The flame can die if it is not kept eternally lit. The sun wants recognition to be macho chaos or the spirit of your creative burning masculine flame. The moon is your emotional tides and moods and your feminine nurturing or destruction, your pure or toxic water. You are your ice or your flowing rivers of maternal spirit. You are Mercury, the child within you, your children, pets, the trickster or the treat, the sportsman, the gossiper, the teacher, the mathematician, how you learn, the commercial salesman, the advertiser and the wheeler dealer, the brother and sister, the car you drive and the thoughts you think, how you communicate and pass your message, your lungs, your breath of life and your adaptability, your logic and analytical mind. You are Venus, the torso, field, heart pump within you, how you love or steal energy, how you judge or encourage, your obsessions and addictions and your sweet tooth, your seduction and your charm. Your all-seeing inner eye, Venus, is your values and worth, your vocal cords, 5 senses and balance, your curtness or diplomacy, your inner wealth and warmth, your beauty, your material and intellectual reflection. You are Mars, your drive, your ego and self-identity, how you take action and assert yourself, how you approach life and how you build your life up or down, how you defend yourself and others when in danger, your virile and basic notion of your inner and outer identity, the hero, the leader and the warrior within you, or the passive aggression that eats away within us. You are Jupiter, the guru, the adventurer, the religious leader, the jolly Father Christmas, the games player, the sportsman, the horseman, the traveller, the gypsy, the seaman, the philosophers, the law, the hierophant, the empire, the crazy uncle and friend, your flesh, spiritual perspective, growth and expansion, and how you see and what you believe to be your world, how you take risks, your gamble in life, your desire, your faith, your ethics and morals and moderation or excess, your philosophy and ideologies. You are Saturn, the chariot, the wise grandparents, the final judge, authority, the government, your crown to your higher consciousness, your true spirit, your fear, your denial, your conservative morals, your old age, your restrictions, your constriction of bone structure and joints, your authority and humanity, your boundaries and your ability to be the isolated leader. Then the 3 outer planets that connect you to your higher self and higher knowing when consciously using them or unconsciously not in tune with them. Neptune, your inspiration, where all your dreams begin, your aspirations and imagination, the ultimate goal in your deepest, furthest ability to connect your highest conception, your inner source, the monsters of the id and the closest you get to your ethereal being. Then Pluto, your subconscious mind that destroys and rebuilds with Saturn, breaks habits, becomes consciously observant or not, how you react unconsciously, your old ways of being and thinking. Pluto recognizes all symbols, the logo and sigils you respond to, forgotten memories and traumas, pains and past lives that live within you, your power, your strength, your will, your ability to deconstruct and reconstruct again. Lastly, Uranus, your conscious mind that works with Jupiter to bring your fleshy existence into materialization. The changes made, the sudden shocks, the unpredictable events, the genius mind within you, the unique person you are or aren't, the beat and rhythm to the way you speak, move and express yourself, your ideas and inventions, your nervous system. Peter Paul Rubens, The Feast of Venus. The Miraculous Feast of Venus is a Roman mythology painting by the most celebrated Flemish artist Peter Paul Rubens, known for his impressive large-scale historical paintings commissioned by the court. So there's a cheerful depiction of the Roman festival, Venerilia, that honours Venus, Verticordia. We've got our VC again. We've got the Venus wheel that brings us back to Viracocha, the VC, Villa Cotre. This book consisted of various descriptions of ancient paintings that decoded a 3rd century villa near Naples, that decorated alongside Titian's interpretation of Philostratus' writings. Rubens was also inspired by the 4th book of Ovid's Farsi. So we've got the 4 seasons and we've got the 4 Venuses in positive and negative. We've got the dance of life, and this is where we're back. We're back to that now. Because you can always go to my Facebook to see. So we're at 999 Heaven, which is 27, which is 9. and that 360 wheel, 3 and 6 is also 9, which is the 6, the under and the over, and we're coming through this last gap, and Mars and Venus, Mars began it, Venus ends it, it's the last 22, and we're coming back to that 5-pointed star. And we had the Star of Bethlehem for the 2112, and now we've got to keep the states as we go through Mars. Uranus will go forward for Lupercalia, Deadly Valentine, and then we've got the Mars on Venus, which is either, as Brigitte Jones showed us, that passage, and Brigitte Jones is that Virgo Leo passage between the pillars of the S sine wave of the Sun and the Moon, and the Venus and Mars. And now it's going to be Saturn with Venus and Mars. When it's the underworld, it's the Sun and the Moon with Venus and Mars, and when we're at the 96 at the crown chakra, the Liberty pole, we're either the dunce cap, or we open the gates. We open the heart gate tomb, the last soldier, and that's the 12, that's the Paris, l'étoile, the 12 legs, and we spin up to Enyon, where I live, which is on the solstice line, and we open up where I live, Pisces. This is the age of Europe, ending with Scorpio, going up onto that solstice, so yeah, we began with Mars, we began in South America, and we end back in the Amazon, and Hawaii is representing that gap. Hawaii is Scorpio, it's on that equinox, and Hawaii is that explosion, is the Star of Bethlehem. So darlings, good luck getting through all that, but that's the best I can do for now, because I'm going to go on holiday now, and you can keep booking, my darlings, with pleasure, but I am at mid-March by now, so any bookings that I get now you're on the list for March. Okay, my darlings, all my love, bye.